Before starting the class, clear, before starting the class, what is market failure? Clear, what is market failure? The earlier faculty has already covered, right? I repeat, market failure was already explained by the earlier faculty. Now, you want me to explain? See, I cannot explain everything in detail. At least you want me to give a brief of what is market failure, what the other faculty has taught. You want me to explain once, like in 5 minutes? So that because if you don't know market failure, difficult for me to explain government intervention. Clear? So it will just be like a revision also for you. Now, what is market failure? What is market failure? Simple question. What is market failure? And when does market failure happen? Clear? Now, let us understand market failure. Sir, market failure happens, clear, market failure happens when free market, clear, when free market, I repeat, when what? When free market leads to underproduction or overproduction. Clear? Underproduction or overproduction resulting into what? Resulting into misallocation of resources. Resulting into what? Misallocation of resources. Clear? Misallocation of resources. Clear? Market failure means what? Sir, when free market, which market, sir? Free market. When free market is leading to what? Either underproduction or overproduction, resulting into what? Misallocation of resources, right? Misallocation of resources. Now, what do we mean by free market, sir? What do we mean by free market? Sir, free market means government leaves everything on private people. Simple. I repeat, free market means leaves, government, you can say, gives power to whom? Private people. Clear? Private people. Government gives power to private people. Simple. Everything will be done by private people only. Everything will be done by private people only. Basically, everything means everything. Like let us say, for example, construction of road. Sir, who is constructing the road now? Government. Who is constructing the flyover now? Government. Who is constructing the metro now? Government. Who is managing the airport now? Government. Clear? Who is providing क्या बोलते हैं अपना? So everything what government is doing will also be given to private people. That becomes what? Free market means private people can do anything. Private people can do anything. Now let us say for example, if metro, let us say if metro rather than government, metro is completely given to private people, then what will happen? If metro is given to private companies, private sector basically you can say, what will happen? Wantedly they will increase the price of wantedly they will increase the price or not? Wantedly, just to earn profits. Because government, what happens, prices very rarely they will increase, but private sector, wantedly they will increase prices. Wantedly, why? For profits. Even though sometimes what happens is government, now tell me, government pay, let us say you're traveling by train, in the whole train where 1,000 people can sit, you're the only person. Will government cancel the train? No. Government will still operate the train. But private people, sir, unless and until the bus or a train is full, they won't operate. Why? They will tell, why should I operate on losses? Correct or not? So this will lead to what? This is called free market. Free market will lead to what? Underproduction and overproduction. When underproduction, sir, when demand is high, what will they do? They will produce less. Why? When demand is very high, wantedly they will produce less. Only reason why? So reason is to increase prices. Correct or not? Reason is to decrease the supply. Reason is to decrease the supply and increase prices. Increase prices. Correct or not? And when will it lead to overproduction? Sir, when demand is less. Demand is less. Demand is less. Then what they will do? They will produce more quantity. Why? Sir, when more quantity you produce, cost per unit increases or decreases? To decrease cost per unit. To decrease cost per unit. When cost per unit decreases, price what will happen? Price will decrease. Price will decrease. Again, what will happen? Demand will increase. Again, when demand increases, what will happen? They will start underproduction. This overproduction and underproduction will happen. And this will result into proper allocation of resources? No, this will result into no proper allocation, or you can say misallocation of resources. Now tell, is whenever there is, this is called a situation of called, this situation is called as what? Market failure. This situation is called as what? Market failure. Sir, what are the reasons for market failure? Reasons for market failure. Here, there are four reasons for market failure, right? There are four reasons for market failure. Can someone tell what are those? What are the reasons for market failure? One is market power. Very good. One is market power. Market power. Second one is externality. Third one is public goods. Clear? Public goods. And fourth one is what? Fourth one is incorrect information, right? Incomplete information. Incomplete information. Clear? Incomplete information. So market power means what? Sir, market power means monopoly. Simple. In simple words, if I tell what is market power, sir, market power is nothing but monopoly. Sir, when monopoly is there, market will be successful. No, monopoly mein what will happen? Let us say I am the only teacher teaching economics in complete India. I am the only teacher teaching what? Economics. Will I charge less amount or a high amount? I will charge very high amount. Even if I ask 20,000 also, you have no other option but to attend. You either attend or you fail. Simple. You have no option, right? In that case, in market power, I will be controlling the complete country's teaching profession in economics, which will be incorrect. This will lead to what? Market failure. Externality. Clear use of goods or services by one person affecting other. It can be positive effect also, it can be negative effect also, correct or not? It can be positive effect also, it can be negative effect also. Now let us say, for example, I am smoking a cigarette, pollution is happening. I am smoking a cigarette, pollution is happening. Other people health is spoiling because of the smoke which is generated. My smoking of cigarette, is it having an effect on me? No, more than me, it is having an effect on you. That is called what? Externality. Which externality? Positive or negative? I am smoking a cigarette, because of me you are also facing problem. Negative externality. Your health will spoil, pollution will increase, public spare. Clear? Negative. It is having a negative effect. No. Let us say corona. I am having lot of cough, I am having lot of cold, I am having fever. I am going out. I am going out in this situation. Will it have a positive impact or negative externality? Negative externality. I am taking a proper treatment. I am staying at home only. Aram se, like I am taking rest in my room. I am not going out of my room also. Will it have a positive impact on others or negative? It has a positive impact on others. I am taking proper care of myself so that others will also not get affected. Then we have public goods. Sir, what do we mean by public goods? Goods provided by government. Goods provided by government. Goods provided by government. Now tell, goods provided by government are free of cost? Goods provided by government are free of cost? No, they are payable. You are not paying them directly, you are paying them indirectly. Let us say, for example, public transport, bus is there, train is there, roads are there. Sir, road ke liye you are not paying direct money, right, for construction of road, but indirectly are you paying from taxes? Are you paying indirect? Let us say today you are not paying direct tax. Today On every item what you purchase, you are paying GST. So indirectly you're contributing, right? But tell me, in India, majority of the people pay taxes or not? They don't pay. You are paying the taxes and I am enjoying the benefit. I repeat, you are paying taxes and I am enjoying the benefit of that tax without even spending 1 rupee also. You are paying tax, from your money, roads are coming. I am not paying tax, still I am using the road. This is called which problem? Free rider problem. Have you heard about it? In the same chapter, this will be there. Free rider problem. Here, this is called free rider problem. And then we have incomplete information. So we don't see public full information will not be given. I repeat, complete information will not be given to public to decide whether it is good or bad for them. Public cannot decide whether something is good or bad. Something is good or bad. Now tell me, bad things are sold more or good things are sold more? Sir, bad things are sold more in public. Something is bad, we will try that only. Now let us say cigarette. It is written smoking is injurious to health. People what they'll do, they'll buy cigarette, smoke and tell Abba, correct, government told. My lungs spoiled, right? Have you seen Mukesh? Do you know Mukesh? Do you know Mukesh? You know, right? Everyone. Mukesh. I used to be two bangles, huh? Two bangles his mother sold. Now, see, now government is telling a lie in this advertisement. After dying, he told that I died because of cancer. If he died because of cancer, how did he record the video after he died? Or before dying, why did he tell that he died? It means government lied. He did not die. Government lied. Or or there might be a situation where his booth might have come and recorded that video. If booth recorded his video, it wouldn't be visible, right? But still, government is giving information, but is it giving clear information? No, it is not giving complete information. So these are the reasons why market fail. Sir, when market fails, this was your complete chapter of failure. Now my question is, when market fails, government should interfere or leave it as it is? When markets fail, government should interfere or leave, let it be, time pass ke liye, let it be, automatically everything will be fine? No, government has to interfere. Government has to interfere. But how does it interfere? How does it interfere? That is called what? Government's intervention in market failure. That is called what? Government's intervention in market failure. Clear? Whenever we talk about government intervention, clear, whenever we talk about government intervention, clear, it can be either direct intervention or it can be indirect. Clear, it can be either direct intervention or it can be indirect. Government can directly interfere. Clear? Sir, how can the government become a direct seller? Will government sell some goods or not? Will government sell some goods or not? Let us say, for example, water. Let us say water. If I allow only private peoples to sell water, if I allow only private people to sell water bottles, they will charge 20 rupees they are charging. But same water, can you buy for 5 rupees in water ATMs? Water ATMs in many places they are. In 5 rupees you will get 1 liter bottle. Now tell, when government is thinking that private people are not reducing their cost, government is directly coming to reduce the monopoly and selling waters. 1 liter water bottle in railway station will cost 10 rupees. Rail neer we call. Rail neer. I hope you know that. Rail neer. 10 rupees for 1 liter, but outside 20 rupees. So is government becoming a seller to reduce the market failure? Yes. It can become a buyer also. It can become a buyer also. Let us say, for example, here buyer in the sense what? Government will buy the goods from you. Let us say farmers. If let us say, if agents nowadays from farmers, if Raitu, if directly they can't sell to us, right? If in case agent comes, agent will eat majority of their money, right? Farmers, they don't know, they are like very decent people, they don't know what is correct, what is wrong, they are from villages. 90% of the farmers don't know what is correct, what is wrong. Whatever price is given to them, they will take. But if only agents are allowed to buy from farmers, farmer will run into losses or not? Farmer will run into losses. That is why Is government regulating the prices that minimum amount should be given to farmers? Yes or no? Is government telling that minimum price is this much for the farmers? That is called as a buyer. Government will buy from farmers, give it to agents. Or it can interfere indirectly. Or it can interfere indirectly. Clear? Or it can fear indirectly. Indirectly may there are two things. Indirectly may there are two things. One is taxes and subsidies. And second one is price regulations. Price regulations. So taxes are now tell taxes are to encourage or discourage production of some things. Taxes are to encourage or discourage. Taxes are to encourage or discourage. Simple question. Discourage. And subsidies are to encourage or discourage. Now tell education pay subsidy will be given or taxes. Education pay subsidy or taxes. Subsidy. And cigarettes and alcohol. Cigarettes and alcohol. Cigarettes and alcohol taxes. Clear? Next, price regulations. MRP is there, right? MRP means minimum retail price or maximum retail price. Is government deciding a minimum price? That minimum you should sell at this much. Is government also deciding the maximum price? So when government is deciding the minimum and maximum price, what you can buy and sell, that is called what? Price regulations. Clear? So whenever there is market power, whenever there is externality, whenever public goods, whenever incomplete information are completely given to private people, what will happen? Market failure. So whenever government feels that market is failing, misutilization of resources is happening, misallocation of resources is happening, government will exercise its power. That is called what? Government intervention. So how many situations are there, sir? 4 situations. In all these 4 situations, what will government do? Let us see one by one. First situation is what, sir? Sir, first situation is market power. Clear? First situation is market power. What will government do in case if market power or monopoly increases? Now tell, market power leads to efficiency or inefficiency. Market power either by buyer or seller will lead to inefficiency, correct or not? Clear? Will lead to what? Inefficiency. Here I started with here, where is economics for finance here? So government's intervention in market failure I started here. Here it is. So यहाँ पर I explained you this chart and we started with government's intervention to minimize market power. Clear? First concept we are studying is market power. Clear? In this chapter, first concept we are studying is market power. में how will government regulate? So either buyer or seller will lead to, like, either it can be buyer dominated market or it can be seller dominated market, correct or not? Sir, when sellers are very less, buyers are more, who will dominate the market? When sellers are very less, only 1 or 2 people are selling, but buyers are more, seller will dominate market. And if sellers are very high, buyers are very less, who will dominate the market? Buyer. Sir, whether it is seller or buyer, whichever person dominates the market, it will lead to what? Sir, it will lead to inefficiency. Why, sir? Let us assume that I am the only faculty. Tell me, am I the only faculty who teaches economics in India for CA Inter? Or there are many faculties? Tell me, am I the only faculty? No. Now, many faculties are there. But you are coming to take coaching from me. Why? Because you feel that I am teaching better than others. Correct or not? You are attending my class rather than others, thinking that I teach better than others. Correct? You'll go to second person. If you think that that fellow is teaching better than me, whichever person is teaching better, you'll go to there. Why? Competition is there, right? That is why I have to give my 100% in order to ensure that you stay with me. Otherwise, I lose students. My efficiency will increase when competition is there. But let us assume I am the only person teaching economics throughout India for CA Inter. You have any other option? No, you have to come to me only. Sir, whether I teach good or not, whatever I teach, you have to adjust or not. Simple question. If I am the only faculty, whatever I teach, even if I teach culture also, you have to adjust with me. Why? Because I am the only person teaching economics. In that case, tell me, if market power is there, is market power leading to efficiency in teaching or inefficiency in teaching? Is it leading to efficiency or inefficiency? Sir, it is leading to inefficiency in teaching. Clear? So it says either by buyer or seller will lead to inefficiency and increase in prices. An increase in prices. Obviously, even if I charge 30,000 also, you have to come. No other option, right? Even if 30,000, you have to come. Have you heard about Swapnil Patni? Swapnil Patni. Have you heard about that fellow? Now, that fellow charges 15,000 for EIS. Only for EIS, that fellow charges 15,000. Why? Complete Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan. Only this person is having a complete Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Only this person is teaching. Now tell, is he having market power there? Is he having market power there? Yes. That is why people are paying 15,000. And because he teaches only in Hindi, he doesn't teach in English. And there people want Hindi. For Hindi lectures, he is the only person. He is having market power. Yes, that is why charging 15,000. Sir, his monthly sales of EIS is 40 lakhs. EIS SM ka lectures ka monthly sales is 40 lakhs. Why? Market power is there, right? Let us say tomorrow I also enter into Maharashtra. I also start teaching in Hindi. Will he have monopoly? If I start teaching in Hindi, will he have monopoly? No. Complete South India mein, I am the only person teaching EIS in complete South India. EIS, complete South India mein, I am only teaching. Whether it is Bangalore, Mysore, Mandya, Cochin, wherever you go, you will find me. My lectures are there. That is why I am charging 8,000 for EIS, only for EIS. Are people paying and coming? Yes, sir. Sir, I have 300 students I teach every day. 300 students of EIS, physical batch mein. That room will be filled. 300 students every batch mein, they pay 8,000 to me to attend my class, physical classes. Why? Because you think they have any other option? I'm talking only about Hyderabad. I'm talking only about Hyderabad. Sir, no one else is teaching EIS today in Hyderabad except me. Known faculty I'm talking. Small faculties are there. Like in big academies, some faculties will be there. See, like employees. They will take multiple places. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking a proper expert faculty. I'm only there. 300 students will pay 8,000 rupees to me every month. 30 days I complete a batch. 3 hours in a day. EIS. 90 hours. Yes, they are paying. But let us say tomorrow, Srivani madam starts teaching EIS and she is teaching equal to me or better than me and she is charging 2,500 for EIS after 3 years. Now tell Srivani madam, students will stay with me or will go to you. Students will divide, right? Students will divide. Those who can afford me will come to me. Those who cannot afford me, they will go to Srivani madam. Why competition? That point of time, if I charge 8,000, my complete market Vani madam will eat. Khatam. My complete market she will eat. At that point of time, what I should do? I should also start charging 2,500 to maintain my market. And today, whatever I teach, people have to attend. Tomorrow, if I don't teach well, when competition is there, all the best, madam. But at least please don't spoil my market. Take any subject other than EIS and economics. Take any subject, no problem. At least let me be in power for another 10 years so that once I retire, then I can easily enjoy my life. These new headaches don't give me during my career. Next, point number 2. Can I say market power? Can I say market power will restrict outputs? Will restrict outputs? Correct or not? Wantedly, I will underproduce if market power is there. Wantedly, I will reduce. Wantedly. Now tell. Will it lead to losses or profits? Will lead to losses. Will lead to losses. Losses to whom? Not for me. Not for me. I will always earn profit. Losses to whom? For me or government? When I'm producing less, government is getting less tax. GDP is decreasing. For government, it will be loss. Not for me. Because when I'm producing less, automatically what will happen? Price will increase. I am always at a benefit. Why? Market power, right? I'm always at a benefit. Next, point number 3. That is why what government has done to avoid market power, to avoid market power, government introduced Competition Act in 2002. Competition Act in 2002. So according to Competition Act 2002, sir, there cannot be monopoly unless it is government organization. If you want monopoly, only government can have monopoly. Private people cannot have monopoly. Correct or not? Or let us say flight. Train mein government is having monopoly. Railways mein. Other than railways, electricity. You think only one electricity company is there? No. You think only one water supply company is there? No. You think only one cylinder company, one petrol pump is there? No. Now, if only one petrol pump is there throughout the city, only one company is managing the petrol pumps throughout the country. Tell me, will that fellow charge 1,000 rupees per liter also if that fellow charges? Will you buy or not? Yes, you think you'll go by cycle or you'll ask for lift and go? No, right? Clear? Understood? And Competition Act is for what? Competition Act is to eliminate competition? No. Competition Act was introduced for two purposes. Eliminate monopoly and promote healthy competition. Healthy competition. Clear? Promote which competition, sir? Healthy competition. Healthy competition means competition should be there. But kachra competition don't do. Be very competitive. Clear? Do your best. I hope you understood how government involves in case of reducing the market power. What is market power and what government will do? Government introduced already Competition Act. Now let us say Geo. Best example is Geo. Sir, when Geo Reliance Industries launched what, sir? They launched Geo. Let us go here and Reliance. Where is Reliance here? Reliance. Sir, when Reliance introduced Geo in India, did they give Geo free of cost for 1 year? So Geo SIM card was free for 1 year. Free for 1 year. And especially India means wherever you see free, whether it is relevant or not, we'll go there and take and come. Even if it is not of use, also we'll take and come. Why free? Correct or not? Wherever free is there, Indians will be there. In India, if you put free saris, boys will buy free saris also for TikTok. Or they will buy now only for future wives. If you give stone also, they will buy. What will you do with stone means? He'll tell, I'll go back to Stone Age, but I want. Everything free means they will take. And what happened to Airtel, Vodafone, this phone, that phone, all customers went to Jio only. All the other people's business were decreasing. Then what happened? Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, Uninor, Telenor, this, that, all these Kachara people filed a case against Jio saying that they are not promoting good competition. Obviously, the Reliance cannot give anything free of cost, right? It will affect other people also. That too without government's permission. Then later on what happened? After 1 year, it started charging the prices. Then what happened? All the customers who went to Jio came back from Jio to where? To Airtel, Vodafone, Idea and all. That is what is the importance of Competition Act. Otherwise, gone. Clear? Next. Externality. Clear? Externality. How will government reduce externality? How will government interfere in externality? Sir, externality may, as I already told you, two ways will be there. Clear? Two ways. Externality may, to reduce the externality or to reduce the impact of externality, there can be two ways. Sir, what are those? Direct and indirect, right? It can be either here, either it can be direct, you can say control, direct control. Now tell me, drugs, consumption of drugs, will it have a bad effect or not? Consumption of drugs, will it have a bad effect or not? Sir, ban, khatam, ban them. Are drugs allowed in India? Ban, khatam, complete ban, khatam, ban. That is called direct control. Then we have market-based policy. Market-based policy. Sir, market-based policy may he we have now. We are going to study market-based policy only. Because direct control means government will not allow you to sell only, right? Tell me, arms and ammunitions, buying and selling arms and ammunitions, banned or not? Yes, it is banned. Now let us say you want iPhone, you will give one big advertisement in newspaper. I want iPhone. To buy iPhone, I want to sell my kidney. Anyone who wants to buy kidney from me, please buy me one iPhone. I will keep iPhone in place of my kidney. Can you advertise sale of your kidney to buy iPhone? Can you advertise in newspaper to sell kidney to buy iPhone? No. Selling organs, buying and selling organs, banned or not? That is called what? That is called as direct control. Otherwise, what will happen? Every person in India will stay with one kidney only. Why? Because everyone wants iPhone, correct or not? Sai Krishna, you want iPhone or not? You want iPhone, but not by selling your kidney, by selling your friend's kidney, correct or not? If you have three friends, you can buy three iPhones. So this is how externality works out. So externality mein we don't have much about direct control. Direct control matlab ban, nothing else. Direct control means ban. We have market based policy. Sir, market based policy mein first one we have pollution tax. Pollution tax. In India, pollution is there or not? In India, pollution is there or not? Full pollution is there. Full full pollution. Impossible pollution is there. In that case, what will government do? In that case, what will government do? Which tax it will levy? Which tax it will levy? Pollution tax. Government will tell, "Are if you pollute the environment, pay tax. If you pollute the environment, pay tax." Khatam. Now let us say industries are there. Industries, let us say this is an industry. Clear? This is an industry. This is what? Industry. And this is, clear? This is an industry. And it is emitting what? It is emitting heavy pollution. Clear? Heavy pollution. And this is a river nearby. In river, water will be which color? Blue color, right? So let us use blue color. This is the water nearby river. This is the river, right? And river mein what it is doing? It is dumping all kachra. Clear? All kachra, whatever waste is there, it is dumping here. Clear? Waste is dumped here. Waste is dumped. Waste is dumped. Because in India, you might have seen kachra, like dust is everywhere in India except in dustbin, correct or not? Even though dustbin is there, still we will never throw in dustbin. We will play basketball with dustbin. From half kilometer far away, we'll try to throw something in the dustbin, correct or not? So what is happening? Sir, lot of gases. You can say harmful gases, these are. Harmful gases. If you smell, it will, like if that smell reaches you, it will affect public health. And it is dumping that water in river, and village people are unable to drink that river. Now tell, because of production done by factory, is it affecting the factory or other than factory? Is it affecting the people inside the factory or outside the factory? Outside the factory. Villages are getting affected because of this. Government has to spend money on cleaning river. Government has to spend money on cleaning the environment or not? That is why it is called what? Externality. Production by a factory is leading to a negative effect on what? The environment and the public. This is called what? Externality. That is why government says, depending upon the pollution generated by you, depending upon the pollution generated by you, depending upon the pollution generated. Clear? Depending upon the pollution generated, pay pollution tax. Pollution tax. So slab rates will be there, like up to 1000 mg, yeah, up to 1000 grams. If you are emitting this much tax you have to pay. 1000 to 2000 slab rate may you are damaging the environment. Pay this much tax. In that case, will pollution reduce? Will pollution reduce? If government implements pollution tax, will pollution reduce? Yes or no? Will no, it will not reduce. It will not reduce. It will not reduce. What will happen? Okay, these people will pay tax, right? Factory will pay tax. Factory will pollute and pay tax, pay pollution tax. And after paying pollution tax, what it will do? Increase product price. Correct or not? Product price. And who will pay the, now when product price increases, consumers have to pay, right? There is no other option. Consumers have to pay. Now tell, is it affecting? Is pollution tax of any use? No, it's of no use, because see, if tax is levied, what will happen? Now let us say license. If license is not there, you have to pay money to police fellow, right? Challan. But you think you'll pay challan? No, 50 rupees you'll keep in that person's hand and go, correct or not? That person will also be happy, you'll also be happy, correct or not? If you do like this, Aparchit will come behind you. Have you seen Aparchit movie? Aparchit will come, don't do like this. So what will happen here? So pollution tax is not a way to reduce the externality. Simple. Government has introduced pollution tax. It says depending upon the pollution generated, you pay tax. But do you think it will be much effective? No, it won't be that much effective. Clear? So can I say like this? Point number one. One method, one method of reducing externalities. Now, when I talk about market failure, am I talking about positive externalities or negative externalities? Market failure, when will it result? Will it result because of positive externality or negative externality? Negative only, right? So, whatever we are going to study in this chapter, that is from negative point of view, not from positive point of view. Clear? One method of reducing externalities is imposing what? Is imposing pollution tax. Here, pollution tax is imposing pollution tax as it increases cost of production, cost of production or consumption. Clear? Cost of production or consumption. This will result in decrease in demand. Decrease in demand. When price increases, demand decreases. And therefore, clear, and therefore reduces production, of goods, which causes negative externality. Government is telling like this. You think this is practically possible? You think this is practically possible? No, right? It is practically not possible. Why? Practically what happens? You will pay tax, you will pollute, you will pay tax, you will increase the price, public will pay the price. No other option, right? You think if let us say production of sugar, so much production of sugar is there, production of salt is there. You think you will drink tea without sugar? You will eat food without salt? No, right? There is no other option. We have to. Here we have to. Now let us take one diagram. Let us take one diagram. Here, this is quantity and this is benefit. Cost benefit, you can say. Clear? Cost benefit. Sir, pollution tax is P2. Pollution tax is P2. Don't study in this way. Pollution tax is P2 and P1. Now tell, when pollution tax is P2, this is clear, this is my, you can say this is my cost. This is my cost. Clear? This is my cost. And this is my benefit. When price is P2, quantity demanded will be Q1. Quantity demanded will be Q1. Quantity demanded will be Q1. Clear? Quantity demanded will be Q1. Next, sir, when price decreases, quantity demanded will increase or decrease? Quantity demanded will increase or decrease? Quantity demanded will increase from Q1 to Q2, correct or not? Now, clear? Now, when price is P2, quantity demanded is how much here? When price is P2, quantity demanded is this much only, Q1. But when price decreases, when pollution tax, you pay less, when you pollute less, price will decrease and quantity demanded will jump to Q2. But this is a gray area, right? This is a gray area, right? This area. Sir, Siri, when did I call you? See, I didn't call only, but still she's behaving like a typical girlfriend nowadays. Now, so my beneficiary, this is 1 and this is 2. Normally, when I pay pollution tax, cost will be 2 or 1. When I pay pollution tax, cost will be a 2 or 1. When I pay pollution tax, cost will be 2 or 1. When I pay pollution tax, cost will be 2. But how much should be my actual cost? 1. And between 1 and 2, what is this? This is called additional cost. This is called additional cost. Clear? This is called additional cost. Additional cost or benefit. Clear? If I am paying pollution tax, this will be additional cost. If I am not paying pollution tax, this will be additional benefit. Simple. Clear? So I hope you understood the chart. When pollution tax increases, quantity demanded decreases. But you think this is practically possible? No. This is practically possible in non-essential goods, right? Non-essential goods. Non-essential goods के लिए this will be holding good. But in essential goods, this will not hold good. Let us say dal, rice, roti. These you eat on a daily basis. If price increases also, you will eat, correct or not? If price increases also, you will eat. Why essential? Non-veg, is it essential or non-essential? Non-veg, essential or non-essential? Sir, non-essential. In case if price increases, people will stop eating. What is there in that? If you don't eat one egg every day, what will happen? You only give egg and eat. Sorry, how can you give? Sorry. You buy one hen, it will give eggs and eat. What is there in that? Clear? So this is with reference to pollution tax. Now tell, sir, pollution tax के लिए you think whenever we talk about pollution tax, you think collecting pollution tax is so easy or some problems might come? Some problems might come, right? Let us see problems because of pollution tax. Problems in administration of problems in administering problems in administering pollution tax. Clear? Pollution tax. Problems in administering pollution tax. Problem number 1. Here, problem number 1. Difficult to determine. Difficult to determine. Correct level of tax. Correct level of taxation. Now tell, sir, how will I know how much pollution this factory is generating? How will I calculate it? You think your employee will sit beside the factory every day and keep checking how much, he'll keep his face towards the sky and see how much pollution is happening? That fellow will die, correct or not? If you are sitting outside the factory and checking how much pollution, is it possible? Is it practically possible for a person to sit 24 hours in the factory, outside the factory, and keep checking pollution? You are not Balkrishna, right? You are human being. Correct or not? You are not Balkrishna. That's practically not possible. So when you cannot determine the amount of pollution what you are generating, can I correctly calculate the tax what you have to pay? Correct or not? I am unable to calculate the pollution what you are generating. So will I be able to correctly calculate the tax payable? No. That is called what? Problem number 1. Difficult to administer correct level of taxes. Next. It involves here it involves difficult and it is difficult to monitor. It is difficult to monitor. Now tell, as I already told you, can a person sit and monitor or leave about monitor, leave about person? Okay, sir, how will you monitor it? Like how much pollution a particular factory is generating? Sir, so much of pollution is there. Sir, so much of pollution is there. Can you see a star and tell that is my star? Huh, that is my moon? No, right? Now tell, can you tell that this pollution is generated by this factory? It's practically impossible, right? It's practically impossible. Number 3. In case of goods, in case of goods having inelastic demand, in case of goods having, in case of goods having inelastic demand, in case of goods having inelastic demand, tax burden will be shifted on consumers. Sir, what do we mean by inelastic demand? What do we mean by inelastic demand? Sir, inelastic demand means demand will not fall even though price will increase. Inelastic demand means, sir, demand will not change. Whatever may be the price, necessary goods, I explained here only, right? Necessary goods. Clear? In case of necessary goods, who will have to bear the exact money? Sir, customers have to bear the exact problem. Understood the logic here? Clear? Any doubts as of now in pollution tax? Balance will continue tomorrow. Clear? Tomorrow, as usual, 9:30. Today, some medical emergency was there. Tomorrow, our class will start as usual at 9:30. Clear? Bye, everyone. Cap and trade system. Clear? Cap and trade system. Cap and trade system. Clear? Cap and trade system. Sir, what exactly happens in cap and trade system? Sir, in cap and trade system, what happens is I will not impose any tax. In simple words, if I say, sir, you take, clear, first you take license to pollute, license to pollute, and then create pollution, and then create pollution. Clear? First you take license, then only you can pollute. Without license, you can't pollute. Let us say, for example, I gave you, like let us say I gave you 20 kgs, like let us say 20 grams of pollution you can generate. So what is the maximum pollution you can generate? 20 grams. If you want to generate more pollution than what is mentioned in the license, you have to take one more license. Khatam. Let us say out of 100% license of pollution, out of 100% pollution, government gave me only that 20% of the pollution I can do throughout the city. Maximum pollution my factory can generate is 20%. Now, can I generate? So first to generate this 20%, first to generate this 20% pollution, should I take license? Yes, take license and then pollute. Now tell which is better. Sitting outside and calculating how much pollution you are generating is easy, or I'll give a license that much only you generate pollution, which is easy. Pollution tax is easy to administer or cap and trade system. Sir, cap and trade system is very easy to administer. Why? I will give you license. If you have a license, you can open a factory. Pollution you can do. If there is no license, you cannot open a factory and you cannot do what? You cannot create any pollution. Khatam. That is simple as that, right? So can I write something like this? Point number 1, clear? Establish licensing system. Establish licensing system for pollution. Clear? Pollution turn. That is cap and trade system. Cap and trade means, cap means take a license. Cap means take a license. Trade means do pollution. Take a license, do pollution. Take a license, do pollution. Simple. But what happens under this method? Clear? Under this method, what will happen? Licenses. Licenses to generate unlimited quantity or only limited quantity. When you're taking license, does it mean that unlimited quantity you will generate pollution? No. Under this method, license to generate limited pollution, limited pollution are issued. Limited, clear, are issued. Clear, are issued. Wherein, clear, wherein specified units, specified units, clear, specified units of emission are mentioned. Clear, are mentioned. Clear, are mentioned. Let us say I limited you to 20 emissions. So how many emissions you can make? 20 grams. For me, government gave 30 emissions. So I can, how much pollution I can generate? 30 grams. So how much pollution ka license you have? That much pollution only you can generate. Let us say you took a pollution for 20%. You can generate only 20. If you want to generate 30%, is it possible? No. If you generate more than 20%, you have to pay penalty. Rather than paying penalty, can you take extra 10% ka license? Yes, take license and generate. Clear? Just like prepaid, right? Your 100 rupees balance is there, 100 rupees balance is over, recharge. In the same way, your pollution ka emission ka limit is over, take one more license. What is there in that? Pay government money, take license and pollute. A firm, clear, a firm that generates emissions beyond the limit, beyond the limit mentioned in license, mentioned in license, what is done is penalized. Here is penalized. You try to generate more emission, you will be penalized. Clear? You will be penalized. These licenses are transferable. These licenses are transferable. Now, how much percentage of license is given to me? 20%. How much percentage of licenses are given to me? 20%. So if I'm generating only 50% pollution, if I'm generating only 15% pollution, so 5% pollution is left over, right? So this 5% pollution, can I transfer to some other factory? Is it possible? Is it transferable? Sir, limit is 20%. I have taken a license for 20%, but I am only polluting 50%. So balance 15% ka I will transfer, right? It is transferable. In that case, what will happen? Will I be able to recover that 5% of license which is going waste? Yes, sir. I will be able to recover the money, right? Now, let us see the advantages. Let us see the advantages what this system has. Advantage number 1. It allows flexibility, flexibility and efficiency. Flexibility and efficiency. Flexibility means, sir, can I recover my money? Can I recover my money by transferring the license to someone else? Yes, flexibility. Efficiency. Now tell, if your 20% is over, you think government will give you license? Let us say, for example, there are three people to whom, let us say there are three people to whom license is given. 50%, clear? 50% of the license is given to this fellow, 10% to this fellow, 40% to this fellow. Sir, 100% of pollution worth of license, headband mein, let us say 100% pollution can be generated. So headband ka 100% license, is it given to three people? Yes. Once this 10% limit is over, If I apply to government, you think it will give me license to pollute more than 100%? No, since it does not give me license beyond 100%, my efficiency will increase or not. I will try to pollute as less as possible. I will try to pollute as less as possible so that for next 1 year till the validity of the license, I will be able to use it. That is one more advantage. Next, number two. Number two. It is easy to implement. As I already told you, rather than sitting outside the factory, clearly tell that if you want to generate pollution, take a license. Khatam. They have to take and pollute. There is no other option. Next, it provides you can say incentive for innovation. Incentive for what? For innovation. Sir, what do we mean by incentive for innovation? Let us say if I pollute more, should I pay penalty? Simple question. If I pollute more, should I pay penalty? Yes. But if I pollute less, will government give me some benefit? Yes. Sir, when I am polluting more than required, it is penalizing me. And if I pollute less than the license amount, will it give me some reward? Yes. Some cash rewards will be given, some subsidies will be given. So now tell, is it promoting people to pollute or not to pollute? It is promoting people not to pollute. Next, benefits benefits to consumers by less cost. Now tell, so when I'm paying license, now let us say if license system is not there, I'm pollute keep kept on polluting, kept on paying pollution tax, prices will increase. Consumer will not be able to buy goods. But in case of licensing, there is a fixed amount of license. Beyond that, government will not give me license. It's not possible only. So in that case, prices will increase exponentially? No, prices will not increase. Since price does not increase, will it be benefit to government? Yes, it will be benefit to government. Clear? Yes, it will be benefit to government. Clear? Next. So with this we completed government intervention where sir, government intervention in market and government intervention in externality. Now two things are there. Now what happens? Government's intervention in what? Public goods. Clear? Public goods. Government intervention in public goods. Public goods. Clear? Now government intervention in public goods. Sir, first of all, what are public goods? First of all, what are public goods? Goods which are available to everyone or goods which are private? Goods which are available to everyone, right? Who provides public goods? Goods provided by government or goods provided by private sector on behalf of government. On behalf of government, either government is directly providing them or government is giving a contract to private people to provide what? Public goods. Let us say what are the goods provided by government directly? Park, roads, bridges. What are the goods provided by government through private people? Now Aadhaar. You think Aadhaar card ka complete like who is having the Aadhaar card ka complete database? Have you heard about Karvi company? Have you heard about Karvi company? You think government, Karvi is the main, you can say software provider for what? Aadhaar. Your complete data is stored with Karvi company. Now, is Karvi government company? No, but it is providing Aadhaar services on behalf of company. Who's on behalf of whom? Government. Now, according to government, goods are divided into two types. According to government, public goods or any type of goods can be divided into two types. One is merit goods and second one is demerit goods. Clear? One is which goods? Merit goods. And second one is which goods, sir? Demerit goods. Clear? One is merit goods, the other one is demerit goods. Clear? One is merit goods, the other one is demerit goods. These are examples of merit goods. Let us say health program is there, education is there, subsidies are there, public libraries are there, free meals, 5 rupees Amma canteen is there, Appa canteen is there. Clear? So many canteens are there, right, which government is providing. They are all what? They are all merit goods. So can I say goods which benefit the consumers? I repeat, goods which are beneficial to public are called what? Merit goods. Goods which are beneficial to public are called which goods? Merit goods. Now let us say smoking is there, drinking is there, drugs are there. These are merit goods or demerit goods? Alcohol is there, tobacco is there, violent movies and games are there. They are all demerit goods. Now tell, government wants to promote merit goods or government wants to promote demerit goods? What government wants to do? Government wants to promote merit goods or not to promote merit goods? Sir, government wants to promote merit goods. Government does not want to promote what? Demerit goods. But sir, what do we mean by merit goods? Goods which benefit what? Goods which are deemed to be socially desirable. Clear? What are merit goods? Goods which are deemed to be goods which are deemed to be socially desirable. Socially desirable means what? Goods which are socially desirable means what? Government wants public to use these goods. Khatam. Government wants public to consume them. Simple. So can I say government wants public to consume them? Consume them. Example, sir, education is there, clear subsidies are there, then the health programs are there, public libraries are there. Now tell these things government wants you to use or not? Yes, government wants you to use, but you think you'll go to library? No. Do you avail the government health facility? No. People don't want government hospital. People don't want government job. Clear? Government bus. People don't want to travel in government transport, but people want government job in India. Correct or not? Yes, sir. Now see, public goods are clear. Public goods are clear. Public goods are some features are there with public goods. Let us see what they are. Sir, public goods are point number one, rival in nature. Public goods are rival in nature. Clear? Public goods are rival in nature. Public goods are excludable. Clear? Sorry, merit goods are rival in nature. Merit goods are excludable. And merit goods are limited in supply. Clear? Merit goods are limited in supply. Now tell. Sir, rival in nature means, what do we mean by rival in nature? What do we mean by public goods are rival in nature? What do we mean by rival in nature? Rival in nature means if I am using them, you may not be able to use it. If I am using them, you may not be able to use it. Example, sir, reservation. Let us say, for example, if government is giving 25% reservation to SC and ST in job, clear? If government is giving 25% reservation to SC and ST, it means what? It means other than SC and ST people, like let us say you and me. Are you from SC and ST? No. Am I from SC and ST? No. So 25% reservation is given to SC and ST in jobs. It means, will you get that 25%? Will I get that 25%? No. Now, now we are getting 75%. It means SC and ST are losing 75%. Correct or not? We are getting, you and me are getting 75% job opportunities. It means SC and ST people are losing 75% of job opportunities. Correct or not? Yes. So it means I am getting 75%, SC and ST is losing 75%. SC ST is getting 25%, I am losing 25%. It means what? Sir, when I am getting a benefit, you will not be able to enjoy it. They are excludable nature. Excludable means you pay, you use. You pay, you use. Khatam. If you don't pay, you don't use. Let us say public transport. Sir, you cannot tell that. Sir, you cannot tell that train is provided by government. Government should pay. I will not pay money. Government is working for public only. You think TC will allow you? No, that fellow will throw you out. You pay ticket price. You pay ticket price, and you go. If you don't pay ticket price, they will not allow. One more example. I booked a seat ticket. Will you be able to book the same ticket? No. You booked a ticket. Will I be able to book the same ticket? No. Rival in nature. You pay and you use. Excludable. Limited is supply. Now tell, merit goods are limited or unlimited? Merit goods, let us say park is there, water is there, education is there. All these things are limited in supply or unlimited? Very limited. Very limited. Wherever you go, you think you will see parks and water? No, they are very limited in quantity. Clear? So public goods are limited in quantity. Public goods, or you can say merit goods basically. Rather than telling public goods, you can use the word merit goods. Here you can use the word called merit goods. Here, merit goods are rival in nature, they are excludable in nature, and they are limited in supply. I hope these concepts you have already studied in public goods, right? Public goods are non-rival, public goods are non-excludable, public goods are unlimited supply. Clear? Exact opposite of public goods is what? Merit goods. Clear? Failure of information, failure of information, failure of information is there in case of, clear, in case of which goods? Public goods. In case of which goods? Public goods. Sir, there is a failure of information in case of public goods. It means what? Now let us say, for example, education. Is education important or not? Is education important or not? Is education important or not? Is education an essential item or not? According to government, right? But coming here, see here. Essential items, essential items during COVID lockdown, during COVID in India. See here, see the list here. Government released a list. Government released a list of government released a list of essential items. See what are the essential items here? Sir, fruits and vegetables, rice, wheat and pulses, sugar, bakery products, tea and coffee, egg, food grains, package, health supplements, now the cold storage, warehousing, everything is there. Coal, sir, raw materials, everything is included. Is education included in essential items? Is education included in essential items according to government during lockdown? No. Then why are you studying, Ray? Government is telling that it is a merit good, but government giving a proper. Now, what will people think? People will think that education is not an essential item, correct or not? Now people are thinking that education is not an essential item. Sir, it is an essential item, but people are thinking that it is non-essential. Why? Because government is not clearly telling them, yes, Array, government is telling education is important. But during lockdown, more than education, your health is important. If you die, how will you educate yourself? You should be alive. Array, leave. If you lose 1 year of your education, nothing will happen. Be alive. After 1 year, you can continue your studies. Is government telling directly like this? No. Is government giving complete information about why it is not considered as essential? No. So is complete information available about education? No. So that is what is called what? Failure of information. Next. Education, clear? Education and healthcare should be provided free of cost. Clear? Free of cost. I repeat, education and healthcare should be provided free of cost rather than rather than the ability to pay. Ability to pay. But in India, education and healthcare sector are even though you go to government hospital or government school also, still they are demanding money or not. It is not completely free. According to economic terms, it should be completely free, education and healthcare. But you think it is free in India? No. They will mint money like crazy. I repeat, they will mint money like crazy. Correct or not? Point number 6, there is a lot of uncertainty. There is a lot of uncertainty. There is a lot of uncertainty as to need for merit goods. Merit goods. Today also many parents think, today also many orthodox parents are there, they will think, why should girls get educated? Why should I send my boy to school? I'm having such a big business. What will he do by studying? At the end of the day, he has to sit in my shop only, right? Why should that fellow go to school or college? Many parents think in this way only. Why will you go to school? Enough, you are done degree, right? You have done inter, right? Enough, come and sit in the shop. Many parents are like that. They don't think the necessity, there is a necessity for education. And leave about that. If many times, now tell me, if something happens to you, will you go to like, let us say if some health issues are there, cough is there or cold is there, will your parents force you to go to hospital? No. What they'll tell, take Dolo 650, take paracetamol, take crocin, take disprin. Will they tell or not? We are least bothered about healthcare, and we are least bothered about education. That is the problem in a country like what? In a country like India. Clear? In a country like India. That is why government has got what? Government has introduced some act called Right to Education Act. Which act? Right to Education Act. Clear? Right to Education Act. Clear? Right to Education Act, wherein it is free and compulsory education to all. According to this act, what happens? Free and compulsory education to all. Free and compulsory education to all. But tell practically, is this happening in India? Is this happening in India? Is free and is it made compulsory in India that every child should go to school? No. Government is providing facility, but they are not using the facility, right? What to do? They are not using the facility. What to do? Clear? So let us see one small chart. No. In this diagram, in the earlier diagram, what did I tell? Sir, in this earlier diagram, what did we see? Sir, we have seen that when price decreases, quantity demanded increases. In general, what happens? When price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Correct or not? When price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Correct or not? Yes or no? Do you agree with me? When price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Do you agree with me? Correct or not? In the same way, sir, it is free. No, this is the quantity, right? Let us say this is the quantity Q and this is O. Now let us say, for example, it is O. Sir, if it O means free of cost. O means what? Free of cost. Now tell, when government is providing everything free of cost. When government provides everything free of cost. When government provides everything, everything means merit goods free of cost. What will happen? Demand will exceed supply or not? Will demand exceed supply or not? Simple question. Demand will exceed supply or not? So demand will exceed supply. Demand will exceed supply. That is why what government does, will it decrease the price? Will it give you completely free of cost? I hope it is visible now. Now tell. So when government provides everything free of cost, merit goods free of cost, demand will exceed supply. So demand will be 1,000 times more than supply. That is why will government provide everything free of cost? No. Will government charge for everything? No. Will it fix a minimum price? At minimum price, quantity demanded and supply will neither increase to very high nor decrease very less. Now let us say if government is providing free medicines, does it mean that even without having a disease, will you go and buy free medicines? Will you take and come? Simple. Array, now let us say you're doing CA. Suddenly government told that MBA in government colleges will be free. Will you leave CA and go to do MBA? No. So, so theoretically this happens. Theoretically this happens that whenever healthcare and education is free, supply will increase, supply will be very less, but demand will increase. But practically that is happened. Sir, if government is giving free medicines without having a disease, will you go and bring free medicines? No. If government is providing free education, does it mean that you will leave CA, go to do MBA free of cost? No. So demand and supply will remain same or not? In case of merit goods, demand and supply will remain same. Yes, whatever is the price, demand and supply will remain same. Demand and supply will remain same. It will not change. If you have money, you will go to private people. If you don't have money, you will go to government. If you want to go to school, you will go. If you don't want to go to school, you will not do. It's government cannot force something on you. I hope you understood the logic. But practically, this is the situation. Theoretically, what happens? Demand will be more than supply. But practically, this will never happen in case of merit goods. Clear? Now let us understand demerit goods. Now demerit goods means what? Goods which are deemed to be socially desirable or undesirable. Goods which are deemed to be socially undesirable. Goods which are deemed to be socially undesirable are called what? Are called as demerit goods. Now, what will government do in case of demerit goods? How will government interfere in case of demerit goods? How will government interfere in case of demerit goods? Enforce complete ban, correct or not? Complete ban. Sir, your alcohol completely banned in some states like Kerala. Kerala में alcohol is completely banned. UP and Bihar में alcohol is completely banned. Drugs is banned throughout India. It can enforce a complete ban, or it can prohibit advertisement. Here it can prohibit advertisement of demerit goods. Now tell me, do you see advertisement? Do you see advertisement for cigarettes in? Do you see advertisement for cigarettes? Advertisement for alcohol? Advertisement for guns and all on TV or news channels? No, right? You won't see. So it can ban this advertisement. Next, it can impose regulatory controls. Regulatory controls. It can impose regulatory controls. So regulatory controls means this much quantity of cigarettes only you can sell. Or you can say cigarettes you can sell only to a person above 18 years of age. Alcohol you can provide to a person only for 18 years of age. Is there any restrictions given by government? Yes. Next, it can also impose restrictions on how to market on how to market demerit goods. How to market demerit goods? Example, whenever you buy any cigarette, or whenever you see any cigarette, will it be written cigarette smoking is injurious to health, alcohol consumption is injurious to health? Will it be written or not? In public places, do not smoke in public places, smoking is injurious to health, smoking causes cancer. All these things government, whenever any smoking scene comes in a movie, smoking is injurious to health, one small notice will come in the theater. That is nothing but what? That is nothing but government's intervention. Where? Government's intervention in which control? Government's intervention in demerit controls. Sir, wherever you see this chart is applicable. That is why I'm not explaining this chart again and again. I hope everyone knows. Demerit goods may also, public will consume demerit goods more or not? Public will consume demerit goods more or not? Yes. So here disadvantage will be more or not? So every concept ko same diagram is applicable. Even in my material also, same diagram I've given everywhere. That is why I'm not explaining the same diagram again and again. See here, everywhere same diagram I've given in the same chapter. Concept of money demand, right? Where is it? Government intervention. This is market failure. I explained you this one. Government intervention for market power done. Government intervention to correct externalities explained. उसमें pollution tax acceptance लिए same diagram. These many lines are not required for you to draw. These many things are not required for you to draw. This diagram is more than enough. Clear? This diagram should be enough. Other parts you need not draw. Clear? Cap and trade system problems I explained. Cap and trade system I explained. Advantages of cap and trade. Then externalities I've already explained. Same diagram. Next, government intervention in case of merit goods. Same type of diagram is there. That is what I have drawn in a different way. They have drawn in a different way. Clear? Use same type of diagram everywhere. Don't change the diagram. Clear? Why to get confused? Additional reasons for government provision for merit goods. Why government feels that merit goods, Education Act, consumption of merit goods at 0 price. Since diagram was little bit different, I explained you in a different way. Hereby you have seen, right? Next, government intervention for demerit goods. Clear? Then we were in government intervention for demerit goods. Now, I hope you understood what is demerit goods. Now, what is the next way? Sir, government can also clear. Government can also impose. Clear? Government can also impose. Clear? Government can also decide floor price and ceiling price. Ceiling price. Sir, floor price means minimum price. And ceiling price means maximum price. Clear? Ceiling price is maximum price. I hope you understood. Floor price means what? Minimum price. Ceiling price means what? Maximum price. These concepts are very important. Let us take one diagram. Floor price and ceiling price ka diagram. Wherever diagram is different, I am giving you a new diagram. Wherever I am not giving a new diagram, draw the same diagram what I have explained the other day. Sir, minimum price is P1. Clear? Minimum price is P1. And minimum price is P2. Now tell. Minimum price is P1. P1 price is higher or not? Check. P1 price is higher or lesser? P1 means more or less. See and tell. P1 means more or less. More. So when minimum price, I repeat, when minimum price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Correct or not? When minimum price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Correct or not? Minimum price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Correct or not? No. Now what government has done? Government has reduced the minimum price from P1 to P2. Government has reduced the minimum price from P1 to P2. Now tell. Sir, when minimum price decreases from P1 to P2, quantity demanded increases from Q1 to Q2. Correct or not? When minimum price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Do you agree with this? Clear? Do you agree with this? Yes, you have to agree. You have any other option? No. Clear? So when minimum price increases from P2 to P1, quantity decreases from Q2 to Q1. When minimum price decreases from P1 to P2, quantity demanded increases from Q1 to Q2. Correct or not? Clear? So I hope you agreed. This is a basic concept, nothing much. Clear? So this is the concept of what? This is the concept of demerit goods. Clear? This is the concept of demerit goods. And now finally let us see what will government do for public goods. Finally let us understand, come to a conclusion of what will government do for public goods. What can government do for public goods? As I already mentioned, what can government do? Sir, government can either provide the goods provided directly or it can provide through private sector. Clear? Either it can provide directly or it can provide through private entities, which are what? Which are through government. Clear? Any doubts in government's intervention in cap and trade, public goods, merit goods, demerit goods, everything clear? Simple concepts. Anyone has any doubts? Clear? Okay. So let us continue with next part. Sir, minimum price, so I already explained. Let us see from, so can I write like this? If minimum, though these are called as price restrictions, clear? Price restrictions, clear? Price restrictions. Can I say like this? When minimum price increases, when minimum price, rather than using the minimum price, I'll use the word called when floor price, when floor price increases, quantity demanded, quantity demanded decreases, correct or not? Clear? When floor price increases, quantity demanded decreases, and vice versa. Vice versa, correct or not? Now, let us see from point of view of maximum price also. Let us see from point of view of maximum price also. Till now we have seen only minimum price, right? This was minimum price point of view. This is minimum price point of view, correct or not? Now let us see from point of view of maximum price. What will happen? Sir, the maximum price is 150. Clear? Maximum price is 150 and maximum price is 75. Now tell, when maximum price increases, quantity demanded decreases, correct or not? When maximum price increases, when maximum price increases, quantity demanded decreases. When maximum price decreases, quantity demanded increases. So can I say something like this? See here, when minimum price increases or when maximum price increases, they will be same effect. Minimum price is increasing, quantity demanded is decreasing. Maximum price is increasing, quantity demanded is also decreasing, correct or not? So can I say the same effect is there? Clear? No, this is from maximum point of view. Maximum price increase or decrease will also have the same effect on demand. Clear? Will have the same effect on demand. Now tell me, what will government do? Here let us say what will government do. When prices of essential commodities increases, what will government do? When prices of essential commodity keeps on increasing, what will government do? Government will fix a maximum price, correct or not? Maximum price, that is what? That is ceiling price. That is ceiling price, correct or not? You keep on increasing, 150, 75 say 150, 150 say 220, 220 say 300, 300 say 400. Sir, you keep increasing the price. You think government will keep quiet? No. That is why MRP is there, right? MRP, maximum retail price. MRP is there or not? MRP means maximum retail price. Who is deciding that maximum retail price? Government is deciding. So when price of essential commodities keep increasing, government will take what decision? Ceiling price. Ceiling price means maximum. Now tell, when prices of essential commodities decreases, government will fix what? Will fix which price? Maximum price or minimum price? Sir, from 150 to 75, 75 to 60, 60 to 55, 55 say 40, 40 say 20, price is continuously decreasing. What will government do then? Government will fix a maximum price or minimum price? Government will fix minimum price. That is what? Sir, that is floor price. Clear? That is nothing but floor price. Correct or not? So with this we completed what the third concept in this chapter, that is public goods. Public goods where we have seen what is public good, simple concept. Then we have also seen क्या बोलते हैं अपना merit goods, demerit goods, and floor price and ceiling price of public goods. And finally, let us go to incomplete information. With this small chapter will complete. Information failure. Clear government intervention where in information failure. Government's intervention in information failure. Sir, if proper information is not given to public, I repeat, if proper information is not given to public, will public be able to decide what is correct, what is wrong? If government is not giving proper, if let us say for example, whenever you buy any product, behind the product, calories information will be given or not? Will it be given behind the product or not? Something like this. Something like this, will it be given or not? Nutrition facts. If this information is not given to public, how will public come to know how much cholesterol is there, how much sodium is there, how much carbohydrate is there, how much protein is there, how much vitamin is there? So now let us say if someone is suffering from heart problem, cholesterol is important or not? Someone is having a heart problem, cholesterol is important or not? Yes, it is very important. Now, if information about cholesterol is not given, and if a person having a heart problem meets, will the heart problem increase or not? Yes, chances of getting a heart attack will increase. So, if information is not given to public, will public be able to decide whether it is merit or demerit goods? No. So that is why what will government do? What will government do? Government makes it mandatory. Government makes it mandatory. Clear? Government makes it mandatory. What does government make mandatory? This type of labeling should be mandatory. Correct or not? This type of labeling should be mandatory. Where is it? Here. So this I'll keep this photo here so that it will be easy to understand. Clear? This type of information is mandatory. Clear? So government makes it mandatory to have what? To have accurate labeling. Clear? Accurate labeling. Accurate labeling for content disclosure. Correct or not? For content disclosure. One more example, when you are issuing a prospectus, if you are a listed company and issuing a prospectus, do you have to follow SEBI rules and regulations or not? In prospectus, do I need to clearly mention the when I am receiving the money from you, when you are investing in my company, how am I going to utilize that money? Should I clearly disclose or not? Yes, I should clearly disclose. One more example is SEBI. Clear? Next, public dissemination. Public dissemination of information is necessary to improve public's knowledge. Now tell, is it mandatory to print manufacturing date and expiry date? Is it mandatory to fix? Yes, why? Because now see, everyone when you buy, whether you see manufacturing date or not, do you see expiry date? Yes, now tell. Public dissemination means giving information to public. Why is government forcing us to give information to public? It is forcing us to give information to public only because it knows that unless I give information to public, you think public's information will improve? No. Public's knowledge will improve? No. And regulation of advertisement. Next, what type of advertisement you can give and what type you cannot give. Now, let us say Fair and Lovely. Fair and Lovely ka advertisement is there or banned? It is banned. Why? Because Fair and Lovely clearly claims that within 7 weeks you will become white. You think you'll become white in 7 weeks by applying Fair and Lovely? Is it true? No, it's false. It is just giving a wrong information to public. That is why Fair and Lovely, is it there or banned? Sir, Fair and Lovely is completely banned. Like, not Fair and Lovely is not banned. Fair and Lovely ka this is banned. कौन सा अपना advertisement is banned. Clear? Fair and Lovely ka advertisement is banned. Otherwise, Fair and Lovely is still there. Understood why government tells what can government do in information failure? No. Now, after doing all these things, do you think government will be successful or it might fail also? After intervention in everything government doing also, can it be 100% successful? No. Why government failure occurs? Why government failure occurs? Why there is a government failure? Sir, even after so many things also, sir, it is involving in public goods, private goods, merit goods, demerit goods, information, everywhere it's coming. Externalities it is managing, pollution tax, and it is managing everything. But still government is might fail. Why? What can be the reason? Reason number one, intervention of government here might be ineffective, leading to wastage of resources, wastage of resources, wastage of resources. Now now what happens, government may not be 100% successful in letting the public know about the benefits of merit goods. Correct or not? Now let us say, for example, junk food. Do you eat junk food? Do you eat junk food? Yes, sir. Whenever you go out, will you prefer eating dal rice? Will you prefer eating sambar rice? No, right? You eating prefer junk food only. Now tell, is government 100% successful in telling the youth of the country that junk food is bad? No. What will government do? It is unable to do, right? Second, intervention is may create like new problems. Now tell, monopoly, clear monopoly, externality, public goods. I repeat, monopoly, externality, public goods, and information failure. You think only four? You think are the only four reasons why like you can say, are these the only four reasons for market failure, or many other reasons can be there? You think only these are the two reasons? No, there are many other reasons. But government is intervening in how many things? Only four things. What about other things? Due to this reason also, government failure can occur. Market failure already done. Because of this, government is also failing. Then what will happen? Gone. Country will be ruined. I hope you understood this concept. No. So we have now left with only two small chapters now. One is Keynesian theory and second one is public policy. Tomorrow we'll start with public policy. Clear? Very small chapter. So two chapters are pending. In maybe around 4 to 5 days, I think I'll be able to finish the syllabus. Once we are done, you can enjoy. Clear? Let us meet again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Clear? Bye everyone. So I repeat, class every day will be from 10 o'clock.